And welcome back. Well, today the connection between hormones and your health. Hormones are very powerful chemical messengers in our body, and when they're out of balance, it can cause all sorts of problems, from fatigue to depression to indigestion and hot flashes. Today we're focusing on women's wellness and the important triad of care between that patient, the doctor, and the pharmacist. Omar Aliwa is a pharmacist and owner of Welltopia Pharmacy, and Dr. Rose Kumar is the CEO and founder of the Omani Center for Integrative Medicine and the author of this book called Becoming Real, Reclaiming Your Health at Midlife. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
This is like a power team up between you two. We've had you both here individually, and I tout both of you quite a bit. I think you're wonderful. You guys have decided to team up, and what do you think is the importance of teaming up between that patient, the doctor, and the pharmacist? Why is that important?
Well, it's important to keep the communication open, the lines of communication, to make sure that the patient is central to the treatment process, to make sure there's transparency between the pharmacist, the physician, and the patient. And for bioidentical hormones particularly, there are so many that are being prescribed out there, many of which are unsafe.
Yeah.
And so patients really need to know what's safe for them and what isn't. And we've really elevated the standard of care for bioidentical hormones based on 30 years of clinical experience.
Yes.
And that's something.
Well, and I think it's kind of the buzz, the talk. Women are more open about talking about this with their doctors. But I do find that a lot of my friends who've spoken to their traditional doctors, they kind of get, oh, you don't need to do that, or I'll just write you a prescription, where compounding is, I know, something that we're going to touch on here in a second. But I want to get to the difference first, so I don't jump ahead, between hormone replacement therapy and hormone balancing. Are those two different things?
They're very different. The hormone replacement is synthetic hormones that are
Those are the pills you can be given.
The pills or the patch or the Mirena. That's a hormone replacement therapy. It's synthetic hormones that are inserted into your body or you take, which have a very different molecular structure than your own hormones. They act differently in the body than natural hormones or bioidentical hormones, which are what are compounded and balanced. So the body is more receptive and more responsive to balanced hormones rather than replaced hormones, because as we age, our receptors can't handle high doses of hormones. So people will say, oh, here's your big testosterone pellet and put that in and you'll feel 20 again.
Yeah.
Well, your body can't handle those levels of hormones, neither estrogen nor testosterone or progesterone. So the hormone studying and the hormone expertise is really very, very specialized.
Yeah.
And based on a lot of clinical experience, but also based on the molecular and medical knowledge of hormones that is rare out there.
Well, I always think, when you think about hormone balancing and the bioidenticals, you immediately think of compounding.
Yes.
That's where you think the difference is this sort of like you said, man-made synthetic chemical versus a compounded hormone that's already occurring in your body. So where does the compounding come in for you? Because that's something that's so important. And you do compounding of bioidentical hormones all the time, Omar.
Sure. So compounding, we start from the active ingredient, okay, and then it's exact dose that the doctor would prescribe. Because commercially available product is going to have either it's going to be synthetic, animal-based, or it's going to be like 100 milligram to 100 milligram. But how about in the middle range?
Yeah.
What about if you just need 20 milligram, 13 milligram? So we just custom make it to be suitable for the patient according to the prescription, according to the levels, working with the right practitioner, making the accurate formula from the active ingredients. So it's just, it makes sense then.
Well, it sounds like the standards then in prescribing and receiving is so much higher when you're working with compounding.
Yes. And if the physician is checking blood levels, some people will come in to see me and say, oh, I had a saliva test. Well, the saliva test is not accurate for measuring and tweaking the hormones for balance. The serum levels, the blood levels are much, much more accurate. So, so what Omar does in the Welltopia Pharmacy is he'll take the prescription that I prescribe based on a patient's blood levels and based on their risks, based on their previous responses, based on their history. So all of these things matter, and they all have to be taken into consideration when a level is prescribed.
Okay.
So,
Well, what's the difference then between pharmacies? So if you're getting a compound from pharmacy A versus pharmacy B, is there a difference between the places that you go?
It's a complex question,
Yeah.
but the easy answer is it's all about the quality. To compound a prescription, I need a formula, standard of procedure, which is how to make the formula to make sure that the lab is clean and everything. And then there is the ingredients. Ingredients can be 3 ingredients, can be 10 ingredients. And we focus so much in sourcing the best ingredients. I'll give one example. Progesterone, which is kind of every woman who's trying to balance her hormone knows about progesterone, how important it is.
Yes.
It has to be micronized in order to work properly. Micronized means it's in the size of the particles is in the size of 1/1,000,000th.
So very small.
Very small. So the FDA doesn't tell you what is micronized mean. My compounded progesterone, 100% of it is less than 10 microns.
Wow.
While sourcing it cheaper from other companies can be 60 nanometer, 80 nanometer, an average. So, and when it's smaller particle, it works better. There is better therapeutic outcomes. I had a patient last week who told us I switched pharmacies, and in 5 years I have never felt better by taking the progesterone cream.
Yeah.
So I told this to Dr. Kumar so she would know that like these differences make sense, so it would report back in the results, and it would show up in the test results after 3 months and 6 months when testing.
Well, and that's where you're really seeing so much change, I'm sure. Then when you retest women, if their progesterone levels then are balanced, or you're seeing that, what do you see from clients when they do get balanced? What kind of changes in their lives and personality and moods are they seeing?
well, I've seen patients who after surgery, for example, surgical menopause, they're just left by their physicians with no hormones, and they go through massive withdrawal.
Yes.
Their quality of life goes down, their personality changes, they're depressed, they're anxious, and they're not sleeping, and so their adrenals become stressed. That's with surgical menopause. With some patients that are going through menopause, they also have any range of these kinds of symptoms that can occur. Libido falls, sex becomes extremely difficult and painful, and they have mental fog and they can't think clearly. So I see a whole range of patients that come in, and then I artfully customize the hormone balancing based on their blood levels, based on how they're feeling, so that they can start to feel more optimal.
Yeah.
So within 48 hours of being on a high quality hormone, a patient will start to feel like their mind is coming back.
That quick,
That
48
quick,
hours.
48 hours. It's like the
Wow.
switch goes on.
I mean, I think that sounds like just straight up hope to so many people out there who are
Absolutely.
struggling with all these different things in midlife, that they think, well, this is just what happens now. And it's not what has to happen, it sounds.
And their physicians are telling them that.
Yeah.
You're in midlife now.
This is normal.
This is normal. You know, deal
Get
with it.
used to it.
Or
Yeah.
here's your
Should lose
Xanax.
50.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll fill it, we'll fix it some other way,
Exactly.
when really there's more natural ways to do it. I want to make sure that everybody has the information to contact you guys, because you can schedule an appointment with Dr. Kumar by calling this number at 262-695-5311. If you mention the Morning Blend, you can get your first compounds from Welltopia and Omar at 40% off. That offer is only valid though through May 10th. So you do have to call and make that appointment and schedule that to get that done and in order right now. Here's how you can also get a copy of Dr. Kumar's book from the Omani Center at 262-695-5311, or you can get it through Omar's website at welltopiarx.com. And on Welltopia's website, you can also chat with Omar directly as well, which is a great way to talk to him about other things or compounding, making sure that you guys are all set in your health and wellness. Thanks for being here, both of you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having us.
Total power team, you two. Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.